Welcome back to another episode of Good Chatter. Josh Palet with Dave Palet. Make sure you check out our other shows, The Young and the Wash, Cooking with Cookie, and What's on the Menu Daily. You know, we haven't done a show in a while because I moved.
Months.
Yeah, because I moved to Nashville, and we're still trying to figure out a way to do a split screen. I'm in Nashville, you're in San Diego, do the show that way. But it's been a while, and I miss it. We haven't done this in such a long time.
No, it's always a good time. It's always a good time. It's nice that you had a chance to come back for the holidays and be around for Christmas and New Year's, and you know the whole deal. As we do this show now, it's about 10 days into the month of January, and I always think of Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm when he says you can't wish somebody a Happy New Year after January 7th. You know, and so we still get it though. Every time someone says it to me, I always think about snapping at him the way Larry David does. But yeah, man, it's great that you were here for the holidays. Do you have a good time being here for the holidays?
I had a great time, dude. Okay. You know, the funny thing is I left Nashville to get better weather here, but it rained for the first 5 out of the 7 weeks I was here. I was pissed. So I could have stayed in Nashville for this shit.
There you go. Well, when you head back tomorrow, it's going to be rainy and cold and windy and everything else, and the weather's getting great in Southern California. All right, so obviously you spent Christmas with us. You spent New Year's with us. It was a good time New Year's Eve when we went out. We just took our guns and we just started shooting them into the sky.
Yeah, like we always do.
Like we always do. Just rifle them up right in there and just let them go and celebrate with everyone else in the neighborhood.
Why the hell do people do that? Why though? Why do people think that's like a good thing to do?
It's a horrible thing to do. And I was tongue in cheek when I said it. He didn't shoot a gun. I didn't shoot a gun. But people do all the time. People do this for some reason. 2 days a year they do it and think it's okay. New Year's Eve and 4th of July. What the fuck? It is the dumbest thing ever.
Makes no sense.
From the time you're a little kid, you know if you throw something there, it's going to come back down.
Exactly.
So you're going to sit there and take a gun and just shoot it right into the sky and walk away like nothing happened. Guess what? It went through the roof of someone's car while they're driving down the 5 freeway and right through their fucking skull. That's what fucking happened. Maniac.
Faster than when it goes down faster. Jesus Christ.
That's one of those things that you say, how in the hell could anybody even think for a second that would be normal? Yet you see it and hear about it all the time.
Every year.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It is one of the craziest, it should be, forget about even killing somebody. It should be a major felony to the fact that you even just rifle a gun in there.
You know what's even more insane than that? That my grandmother... My grandmother didn't go to either one of our graduations, but she went to her neighbor's.
Yeah, that was interesting. That's funny as we talk about how things went. Josh came out to visit. My mom, who lives in Nashville, came out with you to come visit.
Yeah.
And we're talking about different things, and she's talking about the kid across the street. What a nice kid he is. And I go, how old is this kid? 23, 24 years old. And I said, well, that's great. You know, when your dad was alive, he used to take him out for hamburgers and ice cream. And then we even went to his high school graduation. And I just looked at Josh, what the hell?
What the fuck?
Because Josh has looked at me for years like, you need therapy and a lot of therapy. And I'm like, my dad didn't take me out for hamburgers and ice cream. And I'm like, all right, fine. And then you went to his graduation. Dude, my parents never came to my graduation. College graduation? Man, we aren't going to make that flight. It's not even worth it. I'm like, you're not going to make the flight? Where are you coming from? You can easily go direct flight from Nashville to San Diego. Yeah. You graduate college every day. You don't need to go. You know, Josh goes to the University of Alabama. Nobody made it to yours either.
No, it's a fucking 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
It's not even, you don't have to get on a plane. You just get in the car.
Drive.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, my niece graduated from the University of Tennessee this past summer.
Yeah.
She didn't make it to that one either.
Another 3-hour drive.
But the kid across the street, for some reason, they show up to a high school graduation.
What happened to your high school graduation when they did show up?
Oh my gosh. My dad shows up. This is all the way back in 1989.
Yep.
Where you had cameras and you had like 24 pictures in a camera. And then after you took the pictures, first of all, you probably were lucky to get 3 or 4 any good.
Yeah.
And all the other ones were shit. You just threw them to the side. But then my dad shows up with one of these shitty cameras, and Enrique Pacheco, who's a foot shorter than me, walks through the stage before I go on the stage. My dad has 24 pictures of Enrique fucking Pacheco. Dude, it's like, how do you not know your own kid? Our skin color is not even close, by the way. And you're going, what the hell? And then I'm like, all right, that's great. These are great pictures, great memories.
Yeah,
fantastic job. I'm like, I'm not even going to see Enrique because I'm never going to a class reunion.
No.
What am I supposed to do with this shit?
Mail it to his mom on Facebook.
I should do one of those searches, find wherever Enrique Pacheco is. I know he lived by Dodger Stadium.
That's where
I bet I could find him and just send him, just randomly gets 24 shitty pictures in the mail.
From 1989. That's funny as shit. That is funny as shit.
It was crazy. Anyway, how you liking Nashville?
I like it a lot. It's just some, crazy shit happens in Nashville. There's a lot of people that think a little bit differently than people here. Some for the better, some for the worse. Just people don't think COVID's real, which blows my mind to this day that people won't get vaccinated. They don't care about other people apparently. So it makes me uncomfortable sometimes knowing that other people don't care about others.
Will they tell you straight to your face it's not real?
Yes, and they're very proud to not be vaccinated, which drives me fucking crazy, to be honest with you.
That is interesting because you see the list of, I'm with you. You see the list of so many people that have died. We know people who have died, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I remember, and you do too. I'm talking to you like you're fucking 2 years old. But I remember when Biden was running for president against Trump, and everybody said it's going to be amazing when this so-called COVID disappears as soon as Biden goes in office. Well, here we are. It's worse than ever.
Worse than ever.
Everyone seems to have it. Everyone knows at least 20 people that have it right now. It's unbelievable. But yeah, it's hard to sit there and argue when people don't think it's real, and you're like, all right, I'll do what I can. If you wear like a mask, do people think you're nuts for wearing a mask?
They look like I'm an idiot.
Really?
In Tennessee. And then when I came back to California to visit, I didn't wear a mask because I forgot what it was like to wear a mask. The whole time I was in Tennessee, I didn't wear one mask.
Is that right?
One time.
Didn't feel like you had to keep it in the car and hey, I'm going inside.
I didn't even have it in the car. Nobody requires it. And then when I come here, you have to wear it to go to I went to LA, everywhere, the museum, the art exhibit, everywhere I went, the Laker game, everything, you have to wear a mask. It's just so different how we're the same country, but people just don't give a shit.
In LA, you have to, I know for the Laker games, you have to show your card or a proof that you passed a test within the last like 72 hours or 24 hours, whatever it is.
Yep.
But yeah, no, they're on top of it. It's funny you say that. When I lived in Nashville and I would order, let's say, Diet Coke at a restaurant, my friends would go, what are you, into health food? like a Diet Coke was eating healthy. But it is. It's a different mindset. I was there for 9 years, and I kind of like the fact that people are relaxed. The sense of humor in the South is funny as shit to me, better than anywhere else.
Better than here, for sure.
And I wish I could remember some of the lines people say, because like, how the hell is that even one of your lines? Like, how do you compare that to anything? It's nuts. Have you picked up country music at all?
No, I really want to. That's one of my goals. So
really?
Honestly, I want to learn country music.
To appreciate it. Do you feel like you're on the outside because you don't understand or not into country music?
I'm definitely on the outside. Really? Everybody knows the songs and shit. What the hell is this? I don't know what this is called.
All right, I got a country music joke for you. You can tell. Okay, if someone ever talks to you about country music.
What's up?
What do you get when you play a country song backwards?
What's up?
You get your car back, you get your job back, you get your wife back, you get your house back.
Yeah.
And almost every country song has a lot of whiskey in it. There's always a lot of whiskey.
You know what's actually the same between Nashville and San Diego?
Huh?
People throw their babies.
Wait, hold on. What are we talking about?
You go to the park and you have dads throwing up their baby and then catching the baby, and then throwing up the baby and they catch, and then each time they try to throw the baby higher than the last time. And I always look at these people like, what if you fucking drop the baby?
Yeah.
Like, what happened? What's the next step?
It can't be good for the baby's brain.
No, dude, it's like shaking up and down. But like, I trust these hands more than anything in my body. And I'm not throwing my fucking baby.
Yeah, ever.
Did you throw me?
Never.
Why not?
Because you're the most important thing to me. I wasn't going to throw you.
Then why the fuck do people throw their babies?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You see it in movies. You see it everywhere. People throw the babies up in there.
Yeah, do moms like that? Do moms want their babies to be thrown? If I was a mother, I'd be like, dude, stop throwing my fucking baby.
You can't touch my kid again if you're going to throw my kid.
It's not a basketball.
I think it's been going on since the beginning of time. People just throwing babies.
Throwing babies?
Fuck, Jesus was probably thrown by January 5th.
Yes.
Throw them up.
Yeah.
Get them, Mary. It's been going on forever, right?
It makes no sense to me.
Again, you see it in movies, you see it everywhere. But you're right. Baby throwing is something, should be another felony.
Yeah, it's 2022. Let's stop throwing our babies. Like, seriously, this shit's ridiculous, man. Like, what are we doing out here? Crazy. All right, there's also a Jake story that you wanted to tell, which is really, really great.
All right, since it's a short show and we're talking about different things going on, we always finish these shows with a Jake story. I was thinking of different things that were going on, and you and I were just unfortunately watching the national championship game. Things didn't go our way for Alabama, but I was thinking how Jake wanted to be a professional football player, and Jake was a big dude. Josh was a quarterback. Jake was an offensive lineman, so Jake was much thicker and bigger, and he just decided, like at age 12, I'm going to be an offensive lineman. I'm just going to be a huge guy. And he was. He was a big, strong dude. And when he was in 8th grade, he wanted to play football, and we didn't let you play till high school. And he's like, I'm ready to play now. And I'm like, let him play. He's the biggest kid out here.
Yep.
And Jake finally gets the uniform on. He's ready to go. And he gets in the game. It's very first play.
Where's the game at, though?
The game's like in the worst neighborhood of all time. Yeah. It's against Skyline.
We're one of the few white people in the whole place.
Ones in the stands.
You were probably the only white people there. Yeah,
we were.
Yeah.
And Jake gets in the game, and he looks at me like, basically the thumbs up. Here I go.
Yeah. And we're all excited.
Yeah, this is what I've been waiting years for. Watch this. No joke. One play. Okay, your brother. One play. He's blocking the guy. Next thing you know, he rips the guy's helmet off. Next thing you know, he punches the guy in the face. The guy's laying out on the ground, half unconscious, and Jake does this move. Does the fake jerk-off move on him while the guy's money shot, okay? While the guy's on his back. And the referee's like, flag, you're ejected, out of the game. Lasted one play.
One play.
And I'm just like, holy shit. And your mom's next to me like, what did you just do? And I couldn't even talk. Yeah. I was like, there's so many things that just went wrong. I can't even talk. And he's walking off the field. Hate crime. Yeah, it was. It was a hate crime. It was horrible. And he's walking off the field, and I'm just going, oh my God. Like, how do I say, whose kid is that? It was obviously my kid.
It's only
white guys there. We look ridiculous. And he walks off and he yells at me from like the 10-yard line. You see what I did out there? I'm like, dude, we all saw what you did out there. It was embarrassing as shit. There's an unconscious kid and you fake jerked off on him. It was terrible. And he walks off the field, game ends, and I'm just like, oh my God, what happened? He started talking shit to me. That's what he tells me. Yeah. That's his excuse. I go, it's football. We always talk shit. Everybody talks shit.
Yeah.
I go, it's up to you to sit there and ignore it and block and do your job and everything else that goes with football. You can't punch everybody in the face like the longest yard.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was his move. It lasted one fucking play.
If you're the coach and you're talking to the team after the game, you go, wide receivers, you need to catch the ball. Defensive players, let's make the tackles. And Jake, let's not jerk off on the other team. Yeah. Like, what do you say if you're the coach? What the fuck? All right. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Good Chatter. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at JP25 Media. Subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. Josh Palet, Dave Palet. Thank you guys for watching.